Thought it would be fun to do something that's like day in the life kind of stuff. Well, here we are, going 5 miles an hour up a steep hill because one of the hoses that connects to my turbo, one of the couplers, blew off. I've tried to attach it 3 times and it ain't working. So this is sort of the fun stuff that, you know, comes up. Can do nothing but smile about it.
What's up, everybody?
So today's going to mark a little bit of a difference in the style of video that you typically see from me, because it's going to be a little bit more associated with work and what happens in the day and sort of cleanup and things like that. I think it's pretty easy to get caught up on what you guys see on the camera. For a lot of people, there's a disconnect in what many of us do on a day-to-day basis. You know, what our jobs look like, what our responsibilities are as people, ones that are in front of the camera here, what we tend to have to do. A typical morning for me is getting up at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before my children do. It's a time when the house is quiet and I'm able to get some work done, kind of plan out my day, see what the tyranny of the urgent is going to be, answer emails, sometimes even get up and make phone calls, and this is usually the time when I do those early morning lives as well. I try to do it when the house is sleeping and there is at least some sort of modicum of calm. The current new normal is a little bit different just because we're now homeschooling as well, and sometimes those days are short, sometimes they're long. It's just one more thing to add on to an already busy day with emails and texts and phone calls and all varieties of ways that people can reach out to me, plus going back and forth with just employees in different parts of the country and arranging future travel and shows and advertising and all that kind of stuff. So life is busy, and getting in to just make videos on the lawn can be challenging. So at this point, you're going to start seeing a little bit of a shift in the way this stuff is done. The season is actually coming to an end, and last year I took most of the winter off from making videos. Now I have quite a few still in the pipeline that will be coming out over the next 6 or 7 weeks as we lead into dormancy here. But you're going to start seeing a little bit of a different style and a trend in the way that I'm doing my videos, because there's going to be some pretty significant projects that are going to be sort of ongoing through the winter time, along with some travels that go along with it, and kind of start to get a little bit more of a clue into everything that's sort of happening, both personally and professionally. One of the things that I thought about with all of this stuff that's coming up and all of these projects I have going on is the amount of content that's going to be generated in the off season, like building retaining walls early in the spring when we're putting in a golf green, running utilities, putting in an irrigation system, designing a new landscape that really flows with the hillside and works with everything here. There's going to be so much happening over the next little while that it's going to have to sort of change the content. And along those ways, I'm always going to find these teachable moments about, say, soil and fertility and things like that as it goes through, to just sort of blend sort of all of the lives together. So a lot of what you're going to see today is really just, it's work. It's sort of the real life stuff. And I just, I want to invite you to come on and join in the journey with me.
isn't. Nope. Can do it. I'm gonna help remove a bunch of tree debris and stuff from Katie's house from the storm. So, fantastic. Rocking and rolling.
About a week and a half ago, there was a big windstorm called a Downslope that came through and really hit the Wasatch Front pretty hard. Now, it didn't really affect us so much up high in the mountains, but down in the valley in Salt Lake, there was pretty significant damage. Mature trees down, power outages for a couple of days. I mean, it was pretty devastating. So, Katie's house had some dead limbs and some trees and some stuff come down, and that's been all piled up. And today we're gonna go down there and load all that stuff out and take it out to the green waste and maybe talk a little bit about the carbon loss from trees or just from decaying matter in general, which is going to lead into a future video that I have planned, and I'm sort of working on the context of it all right now, but it'll be very interesting.
Branch dance, branch dance. There it is. Yeah. We win the branch dance.
How's that?
Perfect. That's great.
All right. So we're slowly getting through this. Actually, we're going pretty quick. We just have that big pile to go. Smash it down on here, however much we can get on. And then if I need to put any more, I still got plenty of space on the flatbed after dumping off all those totes. So most of this came off of one big tree, and then this one back here in the back dropped some limbs, and you can still see it way up top there. There's still some stuff that's dead that will potentially fall down, and power lines are a potential problem, and Katie's really struggling. Let's just get a look at that. How you doing, babe? Yeah?
Yeah.
Looks good.
No.
Doing great.
That's some bumps and bruises. I think a 5-year-old child could do this better than me.
Now let's go find one.
You're saying
I feel like your body's always on the wrong side of where you're trying to get to. All right, we're coming to the end of it now. Just a few more little things to clean up. We'll get the rake out, get all the rest of the small stuff, doing like multiple branch dances on this thing to get it smashed down. Get the rest, those other few big stumps, load those up, and I don't even think we're gonna end up touching the truck bed. So, yeah, rock and roll. It's already up to like 85, 86. We're looking like 90 something today is on its way, so it's a good warm day. In a minute, I'm gonna take you around the plans for the landscape here. After we did sort of the whole leveling and seeding project last year, ran into some more like this old house style irrigation issues, so sort of let everything kind of dry up for the new plan. So as soon as I'm done loading this up, I'm gonna walk you through what the next big thing is, and we'll be seeing that on an upcoming video. Okay, so I'm gonna get this thing covered up so that we can get down the highway. I only ended up having to put a couple big logs in there, so that's nice. But I wanted to walk you through, just to give you a preface of what's happening coming up here. It's probably gonna be a couple of weeks now, but there was some prep work already done. So I came down here and killed all of this stuff off, and I'm gonna have to do another app just to make sure it all dies. But
killing all of this and in this sort of angle across here. I sprayed all that out to try to take out really all the work that I did to it last fall, because we're actually going to be regrading this, cutting into this hill, building a retaining wall, redoing the irrigation because it's just garbage, and changing this whole thing around so that everything out here is getting switched around. When the irrigation went down again, there was just some supplemental water that was happening, but the backyard pretty much suffered, and it was all tall fescue that was back there before. But that's all going to get rehabbed as well when this is done too. So we'll be bringing down some equipment and cutting this and regrading it and changing the way everything is. So be looking forward to that over the next few weeks coming up here. Just another fun project. Salt Lake County landfill. Miles and miles of it. Yeah, good times. It always feels good coming out here. Look at this. What do you think, babe?
I don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
It smells so bad.
What do you think about the dump, honey?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
Why?
It smells bad.
Do you feel good about putting all the trees and stuff in these big piles?
No, we
What's
could have just burned it.
Really? Do you think that's better?
Oh, everything else is on fire.
Oh no, that's a terrible thing to say.
I don't
Include
really
that.
understand though how the dump is next to like preserved land. Oh man,
What's the matter?
that smell is just something I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
let's
nasty.
not talk about it. I don't like it.
Let's talk about it more. I think you bring up a good point though about
What?
burning things versus not burning things.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, that's what my grandmother did. She used to have a burning.
Did she have a burning
barrel.
bush? Oh, a burning barrel.
Yeah, a burning barrel. And she'd go out there and burn her burnables.
Burn, and then what would she do with the ashes?
I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know. It was near a brook, so maybe she just chucked it in the brook.
Did she chant as she put things in her burning barrel?
No, but I mean, that woman was doing that until she was like 85. She wasn't really supposed to.
Right.
But who's gonna stop her?
So I think that is something that I think, people consider, especially when you're thinking about carbon and like CO2 in the atmosphere, because right now we have all those massive fires.
Yeah.
And that is dumping CO2 back into the atmosphere, which is a problem, right?
Right.
So there's like two ways to look at this kind of thing that is happening out here. We just took a bunch of now dead material, which 50% of it was water when it was alive, and now the rest of it is pretty much solid carbon, and that carbon is going to break down over a certain amount of time, and some of it is going to release back into the atmosphere. That's part of the carbon cycle.
Sure.
Some of it is just going to stay around as like undigestible that could become like soil humus and stuff, and then when they use it out at the dump, they're trying to like increase even more like microbial activity on the soil that they're covering things up.
Yeah. I'd rather just have the mulch. Like, here's my stuff. Here's
Grind
the
it up.
mulch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like do a trade that way, because everyone needs mulch. Talked about that when the pioneers came, and
What?
like they would just have this soot would just come down.
Did they have a burning barrel?
They did not. Hey, I had a lot of good, fun memories around that burning barrel in high school.
Was it near Mudge Pond?
No, it was not. They don't make fun of Mudge Pond.
But you got burning barrels near Mudge Pond?
No.
Nothing about that sounds good.
Classy pond.
Classy pond. Hey, we're gonna go hang out down by Mudge. Anybody in?
Everybody was.
Yeah,
That's where you hung out.
us and the leeches.
Oh, there was no leeches. Turtles.
Oh, that's the same. Does it make you think about maybe we have too much waste?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that you can't go and like be a scavenger and recycle some stuff. I don't know. Some people are like that. They like to go find. Could be a really cool something in that pile like that cool lamp or something that someone could use.
Sure, yeah, I bet. There's a perfectly preserved cool lamp underneath all of that heavy equipment that's smashing stuff down out there.
All those mattresses.
Oh, those have to be good.
They looked fine.
Ew. No. No.
Well, like someone could like repurpose them, like clean them.
I've just come to a conclusion that Katie is never shopping for any furniture, for any house. Alright, well, I got her home. Barely. Limped it over here. I'm going to show you what's going on real quick. I tried a couple times to fix the thing, but I couldn't do it because, well, there it is right there. See that? Just blew that thing right off. And yeah, there's some like oil around it. It was probably coming through the turbo or something. I don't know. Looks like it. But seems to me like she's gonna be heading back to the shop. Fun stuff. All right, so that's all I got for today. Fun, hectic. Gotta go get the truck fixed, dropping it off in the morning. Travis is up figuring out where we're gonna start digging here coming up. We got everything marked out and just trying to get it all dialed in. So I'm gonna call this day done. Make myself a nice stiff drink. Gotta make dinner. Kids are starving. Dogs are starving. It's just the way it is. So, hope you had fun on this little adventure today. I'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya. Other place. Oh, look at that. Breakfast of Champions.
That's right.
Sweet.
Light beer.
Super light. One would question if that's even beer.
I think this thing's gonna fall apart when you try to move it.
I think you're right.